This is Fairbanks, Alaska. And this is Woodland Oaks, California. Now let's see what these two places have to do with each other.
Mr. Carpenter?
Yes, sir.
I'm Colonel Garroway, Army Medical Corps.
Well, this is indeed a pleasure. Always glad to meet one of our boys in uniform. Sit down. Let's see. I figure you for 3 bedrooms and a den?
Is there anyone around who can overhear our conversation?
Not a soul. My secretary's out to lunch, and my son Ken is out. I got it. You want to buy some land for a secret missile base? I got a subdivision.
Mr. Carpenter, what was your father's name?
What?
Please bear with me. This is official business.
Oh, official business. Well, my father's name was Lucius.
Would you mind telling me something about him?
Well, there's not much to tell. He went off to Alaska to hunt gold before I was born, and he disappeared. The rumor is that he was frozen in a glacier.
It's no rumor.
How do you know?
2 days ago, there was an avalanche in Alaska. A frozen object was discovered that's been identified as your father.
After all these years. You know, Colonel, when I was a kid, I used to put a light in the window, hoping Dad would find his way home. Well, he finally did, after all these years. Poor old Dad.
But, Mr. Carpenter, there's something I haven't told you.
I'd like to bring the body back here.
Your father's alive.
We have our own family plot.
Live?
He can't be. He was frozen 67 years ago.
He melted.
Dad.
Father, please, be realistic.
There's no one here to take care of him. Man his age needs constant attention.
I wish it wasn't so long till June.
What's happening in June?
Father's Day. Do you realize I've never given a gift on Father's Day?
I say we send the old boy to Gracious Acres. A senior citizen's home is the only sensible solution.
He stays here, and don't call him old boy. He's my father. Hey, Ken, how about that? My father.
You're 67 years old. What do you think he's going to do? Take you to ball games and buy you ice cream? Oh, look, Father.
You find that pleasant?
Yeah, what?
Putting a hand on your father's shoulder.
Well, naturally.
Well, how about letting me try it with my father?
I appreciate your sentiment, but your practicality leaves a lot to be desired.
Can you go tend to the office and let me tend to my father? And tonight, the 3 of us will have a good dinner. Unless Dad takes me out to the ball game. Oh. Colonel Garroway.
Mr. Carpenter? Okay, boys, bring him in.
What happened to him? Why is he on a stretcher?
He's still under sedation.
He is? Why is he bandaged? No one said he was hurt.
Nothing to worry about. When a frozen object slides down a mountain, it's bound to chip a little.
My father's no frozen object. Colonel, I don't appreciate your attitude.
Mr. Carpenter, I'm a doctor. My job is to heal the sick, not thaw the frozen. This goes against everything I ever learned in medical school. And if I don't treat it lightly, I may break down.
I suppose you'll be spending most of your time here, Dad, in bed. I got the little bell in case you want anything. The remote control switch for the television.
Mr. Carpenter, he can't hear you yet.
Sure. I think he'd be pleased with his surroundings, though, don't you, Colonel?
I'd say the prognosis was exceedingly negative.
Negative?
Perhaps I can explain this a little better in the kitchen. This is succotash.
That's right.
And in what condition?
Frozen?
So far, so good. Now, how old would you say this package of succotash is?
Oh, 2 or 3 days. It doesn't last long around here. I'm a big succotash man.
Suppose it was a year old. Would it make any difference in the quality of the succotash?
I don't think so. Frozen food is frozen food.
Exactly. Plump green lima beans and juicy kernels of golden corn quickly frozen. When thawed, they're as fresh as if they just came from your own garden.
So?
To revert to the vernacular of my youth, so's your old man. Mr. Carpenter, brace yourself. Whatever your father may be chronologically, physically and mentally, he hasn't aged a day since he fell in that glacier. Your father, for all intents and purposes, is 33 years old. Dad? Dad?
I might have known he got my gold dust. Oh, when I get back to the States, President McKinley's going to hear about this. They look like such a nice old guy, too. Oh, I better find the sheriff. Well, that must have been some night. At least he didn't get my greenbacks.
All right, reach for the sky.
By golly, there's a midget in that box. Okay, Shorty. You, come on out. Come on now, I know you're in there. When I saw you, you come on out of there.
He broke!
Oh, just take it easy. I ain't gonna hurt you, but if I have to, I will. Where you want to be ashamed? An old man like you robbing a nice young fella like me?
You don't understand!
I understand, all right. You'll be understanding, too, when I get back here with the sheriff. Dad? Some help he'd be. Better get moving before he comes and runs me down with his wheelchair. Hey, kiddo. Where's the sheriff's office? Come on, Sonny. I have to get to the sheriff.
He ain't allowed to talk to strangers. I ain't either. But I'm disobedient.
Good.
You a cowboy?
No, I'm a gold miner. Now, will you please tell
If
me?
I answer your question, will you answer mine?
Yeah.
What's a gold miner doing in Woodland Oaks, California?
What are you talking about? This is Fairbanks, Alaska.
darling. Look at the cowboy. See, he's just like on the TV. Boom, boom. What's the advertising, mister? Are you giving any free samples?
Ma'am, I don't know what you're...
What are you, crazy or something? Don't be afraid, Velma. Mommy will protect you. He threatened me with a rifle.
All right, buddy, drop it. You tell me about it?
Well, I'm not rightly sure. A little while ago, I woke up in this here rooming house with a bandage on my head, and all my gold was gone.
Just my luck. All his gold is gone.
Which rooming house?
That one.
That's a private residence.
You call it what you like, but I got the crook locked up in the closet. I would have got the midget, too, but he escaped.
He didn't escape. He's probably just hiding. Come on, we'll go take a look.
What about me?
If nobody claims him in 30 days, you get to keep him.
Let me out!
Mr. Carpenter, can you identify this man?
Of course. I just told you who he is. Where's my gold?
I'm speaking to Mr. Carpenter.
That's me.
That's him?
That's both of us. It's all a mistake, officer. You see, Mr. Carpenter, this Mr. Carpenter happens to be my...
Happens to be your what?
Well, if you really want to know, he happens to be my father.
Succotash. Succotash.
Now remember, Miss Keyes, at the beginning they're going to be against this, but we mustn't let that deter us from our duty.
Well, I understand, but you see, as soon as I tell your grandfather about the advantages of gracious acres, well, I'm sure he'll be thrilled.
I hope you're right.
Well, not bad for 101. Don't look a day over 90. I gotta remember to ask how that midget got out. Well, well. Looky what I see here.
Mr. Carpenter?
You know me.
Well, I thought I did, but I was wrong.
Oh, good. Then let me introduce myself. Ma'am, I don't know none of the new dances, but if you'd care to start with a waltz. You wait here and I'll get my son. I'm sorry I kept you waiting, Miss Keyes.
What are you, some kind of quick change artist?
I beg your pardon.
Don't you beg me for anything, you Bluebeard.
Bluebeard? Me?
I suppose you want to tell me you weren't just down here a minute ago in bathrobe and pajamas.
Miss Keyes, are you all right? Don't go away, Miss Keyes. Please sit down and rest. I'll get you a tranquilizer or something. I can't find my son. Is there anything I can do to help? Here's Keith. Take one of these. You'll feel better.
Ken, what are you doing on the floor?
Playing with my grandson.
Sure, it's a disappointment. I expected a father for me, not a twin brother for you.
I'm sorry you didn't get your wish because I have a feeling he's going to make my life very complicated.
I'm 67 years old, and it's pretty hard to accept that I'm ready for Medicare, and my father isn't.
It suddenly occurs to me, you know what he is? He's a dinosaur.
Dinosaur?
Don't you get it? All the other dinosaurs are gone, and somehow he got left to wander around by himself.
Well, as long as he has us, he's no dinosaur. And we're going to help him adjust, right?
I'll try. But who's going to help us? Dear son and grandson, I'm going where nobody will know who I am, and especially what I am. That way I can make a life for myself without upsetting yours. Thank you for everything. All my love, Lucius Carpenter. Oh, P.S. Ken, I hope you won't mind that I borrowed some of your clothes.
Number 44 from Denver, Colorado will arrive on track 7.
Dad?
15 minutes late.
Oh, hi, son. Got me a ticket for San Francisco.
It's a wonderful city. I go there often.
Oh, I haven't been there since New Year's Eve. Saw the old Century out and new one in.
I'm walking to the train. How about that? American rockets reach the moon.
That moon?
That moon. I have an idea. Why don't I go to San Francisco with you? We'll take an airplane flight. We'll see a movie. We'll hear the radio. We'll watch the television. We'll eat in a pizza parlor, take an elevator to the top of the Mont, go to a discotheque.
Oh, wait, what language are you talking?
It's a new language called 1967. Come on home with me. It's not a hard language. I'll teach it to you.
Is that a part of the language?
That's very much a part.
You know, I just might get to enjoy it. Let's go. Son.
Colonel Garwood, come in.
Good morning.
You know, Luke, although you never were introduced. Colonel Garwood, come in.
Good morning.
You know, Luke, although you never were introduced, my father, Luke Carpenter. Dad, this is Colonel Garway.
My pleasure, Colonel.
Hello.
I didn't expect us to see you so soon. It's nice of you to keep in touch.
May I speak to you gentlemen privately?
Of course.
I think we'd have greater security in there.
Sure.
Sit down. Luke, you know what happened to you is unique in medical history.
Yes, sir. I'm still trying to understand it.
Well, it seems the implications are more complex than we first thought.
What implications?
For one thing, military implications. If it were possible for a foreign power to discover before we do how Luke was able to survive being frozen for 67 years,
Yeah,
well, it could become a matter of national security.
I see.
And there are the social implications. People might start freezing their relatives in the hope that, well, you know.
What are you driving at, Colonel?
Well, the Pentagon has decided that for the national good, Luke must be kept a military secret.
What does that mean?
You're not suggesting that you put him away.
Oh, no, nothing like that. If he'll agree to keep his existence a secret, and you'll agree to be responsible for him, then there'll be no problem.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You're saying that for the good of the country, I've got to stay hidden?
Well, no, not hidden, just sort of non-existent. So we can have a chance to study you. We don't know how this happened, but we've got to find out.
Well, I'm not exactly wild about the idea, but if you say it's for the good of the country...
The order came right from the top.
Well, if it's all right with President McKinley, it's all right with me.
Now stay tuned as Cary Grant, Edward Arnold, and Frances Farmer star in the Rags to Riches story, The Toast of New York, as Hollywood Heartthrob Week continues on the USA Movie next. The USA Comedy Hour will return tomorrow with That Girl, starring Marlo Thomas, and Temperatures Rising with James Whitmore and Cleavon Little.